Welcome back to Planet Doug and day 2 of the Planet Doug Mystery Tour of Malaysia. So I just woke up, well, I woke up a couple hours ago, but I just stepped outside for the first time on day 2 here in Taman Negara, Malaysia's largest national park. And if I stop babbling for just a minute, maybe you can hear some of the local wildlife. So quiet here. When you spend a lot of time in cities, like in Kuala Lumpur, in the Chow Kit neighborhood, after a while you sort of forget what quiet is. You just think life is noise, right? Traffic noise, which I don't mind at all. I love a bustling city, bustling neighborhoods. But it's a very interesting change of pace to come to a place like this and find yourself immersed in this utter silence other than the birds. And I heard something else in the trees over there, something, I don't know what though, didn't sound like a bird, some kind of a monkey, I would think. I haven't heard the gibbons though. I believe there are gibbons here. I heard so many gibbons when I was in Sumatra. I know there are gibbons here, but I haven't heard them hooting yet. And there's the river, the main river here. Just judging from the ground, I think it rained, well, it did rain really heavily in the afternoon yesterday. But it feels like it must have rained throughout the night as well. But look at that, blue skies over there. So I think it's going to be a really great day. In keeping with the theme of the mystery tour, I don't know exactly what we're going to do today. Habib and I, we were chatting yesterday. There's some of the options here, different tours, boats you can hop on to take you up the river to waterfalls and swimming holes and hiking trails. But we didn't actually put it together and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. The day is going to start with breakfast here at the hotel. And then, yeah, we'll see where the day takes us from there. It is kind of funny though. I've had the same exact experience in Canada over and over, where you're in the woods, sleeping in a tent, and you hear rustling in the bushes, and it sounds like a huge animal, and your brain immediately goes to the most exotic things, the grizzly bear, a wolf, something trying to get through your tent to eat you. And then when you go outside, you find out it's a squirrel. And just now I heard some rustling there in the woods, and I thought, oh, what is it? Is it the elusive Sumatran rhino, the tiger, a tapir maybe? And then I was watching and watching, and the rustling got closer and closer, and then it suddenly reached the edge of the rainforest. And it's a chicken, a chicken and her chicks right there, you see? Yep, a chicken and her baby chicks. So all that drama of the exotic wildlife that's going to emerge. And 9 times out of 10, it's actually the most ordinary thing, a chicken or a squirrel or something like that. In this silence, and especially at night, something like a chicken or maybe like a raccoon or something makes a lot more noise than you would think. Yeah, when I saw this area last night where they built this brand new hotel, I was wondering about the land here, whether there's going to be an erosion problem because of all the heavy rains. But yeah, look at this. It just sort of feels like this whole hillside is going to crumble and then slide down to the shore of the river. Yeah. I was wondering whether they were going to build a new section of their hotel down here at the shore of the river, like maybe just put some sort of a tables and chairs, like a lounge area down there. You can have a drink sitting by the river, but that's probably going to be challenging considering the water levels go up and down dramatically here. On the little boat tour that we went on yesterday, the driver of the boat, he was talking about the ebbs and the flow and the tides of tourism. Sometimes when there's a lot of people here and they can make a good income from all the visitors. And then there are times when, like deep in the rainy season, when the water levels go really, really high and people stop coming. And he said, yeah, he was talking about how high the river can get. And I don't know whether I understood him exactly, but he was talking about the river like the way it is now. At the highest points during the year, it can be, I think he said something like 9 meters higher, or a huge number, whatever he said. And he was pointing to this wire high above us. And he says, yeah, the water goes all the way up to that wire up there. And I just couldn't believe it. But if it does go that high, essentially, the river would reach all the way up here, basically to the top of this. And yeah, it kind of makes sense when you look across. You can see how high the river could go. But I can't even imagine what this looks like when the water levels are that high. It would be spectacular. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to build very much along the river shore, because every year I guess it would be wiped out when the high river levels hit. Just being right here, it gives you an appreciation of what it would mean if you wanted to go into Taman Negara, like a true adventurer going off on like a 7-day hike or something like that, because they have trails here. I think the longest one that you can hike would take you 7 days to complete, and then you'd be sleeping out in the national park for 6 nights, 7 nights, something like that. And maybe from the comforts of Kuala Lumpur, you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, you know, a tent, yeah, I can handle that, get my backpack all ready. And then when you're here, and then you're looking at the rainforest, and even getting near it, how wet everything is. Like the leaves, everything here is just soaking wet. And then you start thinking, yeah, I just spent the night in comfort in my amazing hotel room. And can you imagine what it would mean to be out in the woods last night, yesterday, in that heavy, heavy downpour, if you weren't prepared for it. And then just, yeah, who knows what's out there? The insects, the mosquitoes, the heavy rains, the mud, leeches. I was reading that there's a lot of leeches here. So yeah, if I went into there, I'd probably come out with leeches on my legs. So yeah, you're not going to set off on a 7-day camping trip into Taman Negara unless you have some experience and yeah, you know what you're doing and you're ready for it. Otherwise, you could be setting yourself up for a very uncomfortable week. I think you'd want to ease into it, like go out one night in your local city, you know, just get some practice in camping, and then do 2 nights and then build yourself up to Taman Negara. Don't just rush out here and think you're going to be Mr. Wilderness all of a sudden. No, I think you want to take it slowly, kind of ease into it. I don't know if I got much video of it, but this is the access road to this hotel. And both times that we drove in and then out again, we were wondering whether it shouldn't be a one-way street. Here, of course, you could get off into this parking lot and make room, but most of the road, yeah, it's got trees on both sides. I mean, 2 cars can't get past each other. So yeah, it's like somebody's gonna have to back up. But yeah, it's a very narrow road coming into this place. And there it is there. There's a lot of guest houses downtown in the Kuala Tahan, the village itself. But this place is a few kilometers outside of the village. Those are the rooms down there. I think they have 10 in total, 5 on each side. Brand new, like 2 months old, I think. And then this is the breakfast area. I think I'm just going to have a cup of coffee for now. So here's a breakfast, watermelon, omelet, boiled eggs, some sandwiches, banana bread and other baked goods, toast of course, and then cereal with a bit of milk and orange juice, water, coffee and tea. Oh, look at that, the tea is actually kind of a milk tea already. Pre-thé Tarek, I guess, something like that. I was going to wait for my traveling companions and just have a cup of coffee, but I decided to go Hobbit style. I can easily have a second breakfast, so I started filling up a plate with a few items. They made a nice chicken sandwich and another sandwich there, omelet and some fried rice and a cup of coffee. So I thought I should have something to eat to go along with my coffee. Why not? I think the coffee is nice and hot. Very excited about that. Nice. I already had a cup of instant coffee in my room. The room comes with a kettle, and I have my own kettle. But yeah, this was nice and hot. One thing I already learned when you're out here in the rainforest, your food is under attack. The ants are going to come in, and I don't have any food, of course, but I do have a bag of coffee creamer for my coffee, and ants love that. And I always carry a sealable bag, like a waterproof sealable bag, and I always put the coffee fixings in. If I have any other food, actually, Habib and his wife, they brought me a container of very nice dates from Saudi Arabia. I don't have them here with me. They flew in from Saudi Arabia into Malaysia, and as a souvenir, they picked up some like specialty dates for me. And I'm not really that familiar with dates. I had to do a little bit of research last night before I sampled them for the first time. It's like, okay, what exactly are dates and how are they made and what's their history and all this stuff? Before I finally felt worthy enough to open the container, they're Sawafi dates or something like that, known for being particularly sweet, I think. Anyway, yeah, dates are crazy things in a way, because to be honest, they look awful. Black, dried up, shriveled little things, and I'm expecting to be hit with like sour, like a very unpleasant sort of a taste, but they're really, really sweet. It's like biting into candy almost, like a caramel, soft candy. It was really quite something. So I had dates from Saudi Arabia as my late night snack last night with a cup of coffee. But as I was saying, later in the evening, this was before I put my food away in my food bag, I could see the ants start to gather. They're just coming down the walls and things. Because here in the rainforest, you're not going to keep out the ants. They're going to get in. And if you leave anything out by morning time, it'll be a, a feast for the ants. Like fish sandwich. So day 2 of the mystery tour officially underway, and Habib set something up over breakfast, a tour of some kind. What did you organize for this morning?
The boat ride.
A boat ride?
That goes to Lata Broka, something like that. I don't pronounce the correct name.
Okay.
And one more spot to feed the fish.
Okay.
And that's it. We'll come back.
All right.
I don't know how long it takes.
As I said, it's a mystery tour. A mystery tour. Yeah, I think we have to be ready for a little bit of rain at some point. I saw blue skies this morning, but clouds have moved in. But over my first breakfast this morning, I was talking about the dates that you brought from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And they're Sawafi? Is that like the style or the brand of them?
This is a kind.
A kind.
Kind.
What makes them special? Because they seemed really sweet to me. I was surprised. Very, very
All
sweet.
dates are sweet.
All the,
Oh, yeah?
Natural. Yeah, all the natural.
Natural
Okay.
sweetness.
And ajwa is the best. Then sukra and many kind of dates. Yeah. And safa. Yeah. This one is name safa.
Stuff up. Yeah, they're very, very, very good.
Yeah, this is too very good.
Yeah, I don't, as I said yesterday, I don't know much about dates, so I'm asking AI, tell me about dates so, before I try them. 'Cause I see them in movies more than anything, like Indiana Jones movies. He's always in Egypt, and the dates are always poisoned. You know, the bad guy poisons them, and so I see dates all the time in movies and TV shows. But yeah, I don't know much about them. I don't eat them very often.
This is our customs during Ramadan when we break our fast. And we break our fast by either a date or water.
I see.
This is the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That because it is common food in Saudi Arabia.
Right, right. Mystery tour. Trying to find the Tebing guest house, and that's our base for this boat tour. We saw the sign for the place, but they got a lot of narrow, steep roads here. So we're trying to find our way. Oh yeah, here's the two trees, he said. Yeah, he wasn't kidding. You got to get through these two trees. Yeah, the roads here are quite narrow and winding. You got to keep an eye on things. And this must be the place here, I would think. Or... Oh, and there's the river, right down below. Look at that. Lush greenery. All right, so actually we're right back where we were yesterday, just up on the hill. There's the river and the jetty, all the floating restaurants. And I imagine we're going to get our boat right down there somewhere. It's really something to be on this side of the river. And as I said in the last video, across the river, that's the sort of the boundary of the official Taman Negara, the national park. And just from here, it looks like a solid wall of jungle, like a barrier that you have to get through to get into the jungle, impenetrable. That's what it looks like from here. Interesting to see another guest house, one that is right downtown. That's nice. Inner courtyard. Rooms on the ground floor and then a balcony up there. They've got another map here. I've been looking at all the maps and I still have trouble making sense of this whole area. There's Kuala Tahan Jetty down there. Okay, Kuala Tahan. So there's the confluence of the two rivers right there. So we're all set up. I heard something about what's going on. It's a 3-stop boat tour going to the large tree. I heard that. And you also have to get a permit to go into the park. That's a big deal here. So I think we have to cross the river first.
Okay, you down here, take that side for 5 minutes, take the boat, you go upstairs to the office, get your entrance permit and camera license, Then you return back to the jetty. So the boat will be there 10:15.
Okay. Does the boat have a name, or does the driver have a name?
Yeah, the driver have your name.
Okay.
Your name, sir.
All right.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, we have to get one of the river taxis to take us across, register at the park headquarters, get our permits, and then link up with our boat. And he will know who we are. And you have to register here with all your details, passport number, things like that. And they want to know your age. I said I was 62, which is the truth. And he says, "Ah, you look 30." It's always good to hear. Just tell my knees that. I think my knees are doing just fine. Yeah, they're doing a lot of work along the shore of the river, doing some dredging, pulling up some rocks, clearing things out. At the end of the day yesterday, I saw a lot of these long, thin boats going sort of this way up the river and carrying the construction crews home. They were full of all these guys in construction equipment. I guess they come out here for the day and work, and then they hop on the boat to go home. Oh, looks like they're getting ready to build something here, right? All the cement, gravel, new hotel, new something they're going to be building here. But I wonder, feels like that's too close to the river. You wouldn't build a hotel down here. It would get flooded. But maybe it's some sort of a dock or something. Who knows? But yeah, seems to be a place that's growing. So these are some of the fast boats that do the rapids, I think. Real speedsters. Floating restaurant. Yeah, I think we're under some kind of time pressure here. We have to make sure we meet up with our boat. The man said something about if we get there too late, we're not allowed into the park. Yeah, very tightly controlled, I think, access to the park. So that's where we had a kind of an early dinner, late lunch yesterday, the family restaurant right there. And then this seems to be the hub for like river taxis, just going across and coming back, a boat crossing service. I see everybody coming here. I guess it's just a very well-designed boat dock. And it's two ringgit or one ringgit per person.
Baik, akhirnya kita tak mau orang ya.
Just a quick trip across. Thank you. Okay. And there's the cost for various places they want to take you.
Hello.
One of these boats could be ours. And I wasn't really anticipating all this river activity stuff, to be honest. So I'm not really waterproofed. Normally I'd plan ahead for something like this and you have all waterproof bags for everything. But yeah, just gonna have to be careful with my knapsack because it's not waterproof. It's not lined or anything. I'm not prepared. So yeah, we saw this place yesterday. This is the park, Central Park office. And at the guest house, they filled out a permit application form. And now Habib is handing it in here. And they're registering us with the park authorities. And it costs something, but I'm not sure exactly how much. Some of the wildlife of the park, elephant, gaur. I bet you they're dangerous. Tapir, love to see one of those. The deer, clouded leopard, Malayan tiger, of course, very famous. The sun bear, various gibbons. I think this is the hooting gibbon, is siamang, the one that does all the hooting. This is the Gunung Tahan Trail. I imagine that's one of the big ones. Oh yeah, going all the way to the top, 2187 meters. All set? No issues? Cool. Even this, all the preparation is kind of a new experience for me. It's very rare that I join sort of a guided boat tour like this, especially in a national park where it's controlled and you need permits and all this organization. Yeah, it's pretty rare. For me, I mean, rare that I would do something like this. Yeah, there's a whole group heading into the jungle. More prepared than I am, that is for sure. Though it looks like they might have rented that gear because they all have the identical sleeping pads. It's unlikely they'd all be carrying their own identical sleeping pads. It has a little bit of an assembly line feeling to it, which I think is common. I noticed like places where I have been where there have been a lot of foreigners, a lot of tourists, you buy a ticket from your hotel or something and you think the people at the hotel are in charge of it, but no, they're just sort of a middleman, and then they hand you off to another company that picks you up in a van that brings you to a central location where you meet a whole bunch of other people, and then it's just like a complex web of these companies and people. And so we started at our hotel, registered for the tour with them, but then they sent us to the Tebing guest house, and then they sent us here, and then now we just hop in a boat with somebody else, and we have no idea what the connection is between any of these people. I find that stuff kind of fascinating. All right.
Front?
Sure. Okay.
You in front.
I'll take the front.
You in front.
Okay.
Your photo camera.
Yes. I'm documenting.
Yeah. You.
Second.
Number 2.
All right.
And then number 2.
Number 2, Maria.
Yeah, number 2 is this.
Number 2.
The safest place. You're in between us.
Okay.
We will dive in after you.
Now we have to go to the
Okay.
I can sleep there.
Life jacket on. There's the crew. I noticed the guy in charge at the back, he's got a helmet, wraparound glasses. And man, you can already feel how light this thing is in the water. We're just zipping along, and already I'm regretting no waterproofing for any of my gear, right? Because you can see I'm going to get splashed. Side of the river, the jungle. Again, can you imagine trying to make your way through a jungle like that? Oh, we got company. A speedboat race. But yeah, look how dense that jungle is all around us, how steep the hillside is on the shore of the river. Almost like you're on a race course. He's curving and winding his way through here. The surface of the water is so smooth, it's like glass. Wow. This is absolutely stunning, just gorgeous. Tight corner. Yeah, two boats behind us there. Wow, this is so beautiful. Doesn't feel like the river water is moving at all, but if you do see a rock or something in the river, you can see a bit of a ripple around it, so the river is flowing. With my brain, instantly think of movies like Apocalypse Now, going upriver. The classic scenes with the trees overhanging the river like that. Now we just need to see a fighter jet stuck in the branches, right? kind of lucky with this boat. There were like two behind us. We were sort of the first away from the dock. So we get the smooth river ahead of us. No wakes from the other boats or anything like that. There's the view of the whole boat from up above on the 360 camera. I honestly had no idea what this ride would be like. It's much more beautiful in here on this river than I expected. Much more interesting as well. And even the flow of the water. Yeah, you have to make it through these narrow passageways. Again, you start wishing you had a dry bag for all your camera gear. In case we fall over or something like that. Tip over, I should say. Fall out. Look how fast that water is moving. A little bit of rapids right here. Going much farther upriver than I expected. This is a lot of fun. There's a fishing camp over there on our left. Setting. So much narrower than the other river, so you really get a sense of being in the jungle here.
First stop, big tree,
Ah, the first
tree,
stop,
yeah.
the big tree.
Take the photo, 5 minutes you come back,
Okay. Okay. The big tree up there. So here, yeah, the two boats that were behind us.
Few minutes only, yeah?
Yep.
I'll just go photo and back.
Come back.
I'll go to the other place.
500 year old?
It is an impressive tree.
Something. Dek.
Whoa. So yeah, there's the big tree. 500 years old. Yeah, I probably can hardly even see the top of it. There's something hooting there. Could be a gibbon, but I don't know. And we're under strict instructions not to dawdle. Take our pictures and get back to the boat. Just walking around the base of the tree. The kind of place where you'd almost want to build a little shelter in there. Make a little home. It's impressive, eh? There's a trail. I mean, can you imagine? Oh boy, that would be a hike, I bet. And the leeches, all the leeches in there are just salivating. They're looking at me like, come on, get that, get those bare Canadian legs in there with all its tasty blood. But nope, sorry leeches, not today. So yeah, I don't know how much farther we're going up the river. Habib said maybe we're halfway to the destination. But all right, saying goodbye to the 500-year-old tree. Yeah, even right here, it's slippery enough. You have to be careful of your footing. When in doubt, go backwards. So that took some gymnastic ability, navigating the dock back onto the boat. Oh, she might have an entire boat all to herself. Look at that. Looking back at the tree, there it is there. Yeah, he really has to know the deepest channels that we have to get through. Because over there, I guess it's too shallow. Look at that scenery. Yeah. Starting to understand what the big deal is about coming here. Kuala Tahan, the Taman Negara. we've arrived somewhere.
Second stop at the fish feeding, eh?
Fish feeding.
Yeah. You go to small house, you pay the food fees.
I see.
3 ringgit one bottle food fees, eh?
Okay.
Oh.
Fish feeding.
Yeah.
River fish, of course.
Yeah.
From this river.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Like in the river. I see. Okay. I thought maybe there were tanks up there, but I guess you come down here and you can feed them off the shoreline here.
And after this, come back to the boat again, and then we go a little bit further up there
Okay.
to the swimming.
I see. Okay. So our boatman, he was just saying that we're just here for a few minutes, feed the fish, and then we go upriver to a swimming spot. And yeah, that might be the end of the tour, the swimming spot, and then we come back. I like our boatman. Like, you wonder how will you know which boat is yours when you come back down? But he's so super stylish. Yeah, there's no mistaking him. Yeah, there he is down here with the helmet and the fancy glasses. And there they go, upriver. Look at that. That is amazing. Who knew what was here? I certainly didn't know. And yeah, 3 ringgit, we can get some fish food. Fish food. Gotta get down here right to the river shore. I gotta be careful of your steps. Down here. Slippery stairs.
That's a different, that one.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we call golden masse.
Golden masse?
Masse.
Masse.
Masse. In Borneo, they call ampura.
Ampura.
It's very expensive fish in our river. Around 500 ringgit for 1 kilo.
Yeah, I think they want the food a bit farther out,
Yeah.
rather than close to shore.
We have another 2 places like this, more further up there,
Mhm.
but we cannot go by boat.
Mm-hmm.
Go by canoe. Oh, there's a big one there.
Oh, yeah. Very happy fish
Yeah.
to get fed every day. Yeah, he's drawing them closer to shore. Yeah, the boat on the engine on this is really very quiet. Like, unless they hit the throttle hard, you don't even hear it much. Well, there, it's getting a bit louder now, of course. Here we go. Now we hear it, but still. Yeah, here you can see how fast the river water is flowing. Best thing about this really is the way the river is curving and winding like this, and it's so narrow, and you have to pick out these little narrow channels where the water is deep enough. And maybe this time of year it's more challenging than other times. Talk about threading the needle. It's like threading the boulders. So this could be the swimming spot. I don't know. I don't know what makes a swimming place a swimming place. I get the feeling this is like a less busy day. So can you imagine what it would be like on a really busy day? So I had everything completely wrong. I thought we were hiking to a swimming lake or something, 20 minutes there and then 20 minutes back. But according to Habib, the swimming place is still further up the river. This is just a walk, and it's definitely living up to its name, the Malaysia Mystery Tour. Because even this 20-minute hike, I don't know where I'm going. I have no idea. They park the boat on the shore of the river and say, okay, 20 minutes and 20 minutes back. But I don't know where the trail goes. It's all a mystery. I feel very much at home though. The hiking that I did in Kuala Lumpur, Bukit Gasing and Bukit Dinding a couple of times, and all the hiking I did in Sumatra, just feels like I never left from those places. Hey. But I guess this is different because apparently we're walking through one of the oldest rainforests in the world. You can hear the gibbons, right? The hooting gibbons. 130 million years old, this environment. So you're getting your jungle rainforest experience.
Oh boy. That's nice.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about where the trail goes, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It just follows the river, which is really nice. It gives a chance to mentally slow down and just take in the river without racing along on the boat. Yeah, we passed some people going back, and they said back then, it was a few minutes ago, that it was 10 minutes to the end of the trail. But I don't know what marks the end of the trail. I'll bet this trail just goes on forever if you just keep going. So I'm not sure what marks the turnaround point. But I know for me, when I'm on a trail like this, time is deceptive. I think an hour has gone by, and yet it's only been 20 minutes or something like that. But according to our itinerary, this is a 20-minute hike in, 20 minutes back to the boat, basically. And then we go on to the swimming spot. But as I said, I have no idea how you know, other than turning around after 20 minutes, where the end of the trail is. Maybe there's a sign that says, okay, far enough, back to the boat. Or there's a big barrier or something. Yeah, it's no joke either. All these trails in Malaysia, they're not a joke. I mean, even little sections like this, slippery and rocky, down to that little stream, and then back up the other side. Look at that gorgeous river down there. The river seems to get very narrow all through here. I don't know whether the boat can navigate these sections. I don't know. I guess we'll find out on the mystery tour. Mystery tour update. Two other people were just heading back, and I asked them, well, like, how do we know the trail ends? Where is it going? And they said, well, it ends at the swimming place. Like, so it is taking us to like a waterfall with a pool, and you can go in for a dip, cool off, and then, so we're there for 20 minutes, and then we walk back to the boat. So the boat isn't going up this part of the river where the boat stopped here. That's as far upriver as it can go. So. Yeah, I was starting to think that maybe I'd been tripped up by yes/no questions, because I asked the guy, like, does this trail go to the swimming hole? And he just said yes. Hello. But of course, if you ask people yes/no questions, they just answer yes most of the time. So you're never quite sure what the answer really was, but yeah, because it makes sense. The boat, as nimble as it is, can't make it through here. So yeah, we're going for a little swim here, and then we turn and go back. So I guess on the map, this is what you look for, Lata Burko. And this must be the destination. They did say waterfall, but it's not really a waterfall. It's a set of rapids. And then here at the rapids, yeah, you can go in for a swim if you want, I guess. Yeah, I guess down here, there's a pool there. And there is a pool up there, but I guess you run the risk of being pulled into the rapids from up there. No drone zone. Warning about the dangers of swimming here. Oh, risk of communicable diseases. What is going on here? Fresh water, streams, ponds, and mud possibly contaminated with bacteria or viruses or parasites. Do not drink unboiled or untreated water. Do not swim or wade if you have cuts or abrasions. Swim or wade at your own risk. It's funny how they, the tour, when you're signing up and they're talking about it and giving you instructions, it's like, oh yeah, it's an amazing place to go swimming, and make sure you go swimming there, but of course, all at your own risk. Slippery. Beautiful spot. Couldn't ask for anything nicer than this. Yeah, to go in for a swim, you got to move pretty quickly though. We don't have a whole lot of time. I guess just down there. Yeah, it doesn't look to be the easiest place to go in for a swim, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. Leaving my sandals on. Yeah, you have to find your own way into the water and then back out again. This looks to be a pretty good way. Whew. It's cold. Gotta check my pockets one last time. No microphones. Oh, that's nice. So cool. That's nice. This is a beautiful spot. It's definitely deeper than your head, you know. You have to be able to swim. Can't touch bottom here. It's funny, the water has like a yellowish tinge. It's like my legs look yellow. Really nice. Really nice. Wonder if we can see anything underwater. Will my GoPro pick anything up? I think I'm gonna go under it. I think it's easier. Slowly making our way back to the boat. Yeah, beautiful trail, beautiful river. Could not recommend this little tour enough, highly enough. Really pleasant experience. And the timing works out really nice. As he explained it to me, 20 minutes to walk along this trail, 20 minutes for a swim, and 20 minutes to come back. So it's like an hour-long stop here. And then we hop in the boat to go back to the jetty. I think we're the last ones here. Habib was saying that they actually have 2 departure times for this tour, 9:30 in the morning and then 2:30 in the afternoon. And those are the only departure times. So you couldn't do this tour leaving at 11 or 12 or anything like that. So, and we're in the 9:30 group. I think we're the last ones to get back to the boats. I don't think anybody's behind us. But yeah, look at that trail. It's just gorgeous. For those technically minded, this is being shot on the Hero 9, because the Hero 9, I have the battery door attached. So it's waterproof, so I was able to go in swimming with it. So there's no microphone or anything like that attached. If it sounds and looks different, that's why. And off we go. Gotta spin the front of the boat around. So on our way back to the jetty. Kuala Tahan. Yeah. Can't get over how smooth the ride is. Like whenever I'm in a boat on water, I just expect the choppiness of hitting the waves and the roughness, but the water here is like smooth as glass. So yeah, you just don't feel anything at all. It's like we're gliding or flying. Very cool. So you only have one slipper now. Yeah, she lost a slipper in the river, and I guess it's going to come floating down here at some point, and it will just emerge. So, what's the verdict on the tour? What did you think?
Oh, I like it. I love it.
Only liked it?
I loved it.
Loved it, yeah, that's better. No, it was very great. It was amazing. Yeah.
I am trying to wash my shoes and then...
And then you lost it. Yeah, that's why with the camera I have the strap. Same reason, you know, so you try not to lose it. But
I'm waiting for here for a car.
So I will go there and bring down the tower here. So
Oh, okay.
you don't have to wash. Careful.
Yeah, my sneaker in the car.
the slipper emergency has been averted. Yeah, while we were in the boat, she just tried to clean her slipper in the water, and the wave took it out of her hand. So she only has a slipper on one foot. So Habib went and got the car and brought her a pair of sneakers, or like shoes to put on. It's pretty funny. I was joking that Habib was Prince Charming and she was a Cinderella. And he's coming to see if the slipper fits her feet or not. Yeah, we're just going to go over here and maybe get a cold drink. Back at the same place we went to yesterday, a family restaurant over there. Yeah, it's not very far, so I just thought I'd let them come in the car and then they can park it over here. Just saw one of these long, slim boats go by with maybe 20 young school children in it, having the time of their life. Great life here. All the boats zipping around in all directions. Fun place. Yesterday when we got here, I felt like such a newbie. I had like no idea how this place works. And now I'm slowly figuring it out. Reminds me a little bit of when I went to El Nido in the Philippines. I talk about that a lot. How from a distance, I thought of it as this remote, exotic, mysterious place. And I planned and planned and planned my trip there. And then when you go there, then you start figuring the place out, and suddenly it just becomes it's an amazing place. But now that I understood it, it's like, oh, okay, that's what it's all about. And they have all the island hopping tours in El Nido, Tour A, Tour B, Tour C, Tour D. And I did all the tours. I did Tour A, then the next day I did B, then 2 days later I did C, and figured the whole place out. And here, yeah, the tours are set up the same way. They just don't have them named like A, B, C, D, so I don't quite have a handle on them yet. But the tour that we did this morning was one tour, a basic tour that anyone can do. And then the other one goes on the big river, Tembeling River. And that takes you basically to the rapids. So that's the rapids tour. So we're going to try a different place, Taman Negara floating restaurant. And that's the family. I think the family restaurant just has a nicer vibe to it with all the plants and the wooden railing on the outside. It just looks very welcoming and friendly. And this one is a little bit more plain, but it's somewhere new, something different. And the family restaurant is really busy right now, so just thought we'd try a new place. There's the menu for the place. Yeah, quite an extensive menu. Satay, 5 p.m. So, still too early for a satay. So I got the river fish. And then noodles, kway teow, rice dishes, sweet and sour, vegetarian, page, tom yum soup. And then, burgers and sandwiches, like all Western combo breakfasts as well. Desserts and drinks. Really nice menu. Very colorful, very bright. The kway teow caught my eye. The chicken kway teow. Quick look at lunch. I got the chicken kway teow one of my favorites. And you got, Habib, some sort of beef. What do you call that dish?
Ginger.
Oh, beef ginger. And then some noodles here. And this is our setting again. Right on the river. It's getting on for 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. And I'm back in my hotel room and I'm just uploading photographs, copying all the video files, charging up all the batteries, doing all that YouTuber post-experience activity. There was a possibility of doing another tour this afternoon. While we were having lunch, Habib pointed out that, well, I mean, if you wanted to, he wasn't interested, but there was like not whitewater rafting, but it's a rapid tour on one of the boats. And apparently you get completely drenched from head to toe. They take you in a boat like I was in this morning, a very long, thin one, but then you go on the main river and they take you through a big set of rapids and everybody gets soaked, and I guess it's a lot of fun. But that's a whole other tour. And then they take you to a waterfall, the rapids, and you visit the Orang Asli villages and get an introduction to their culture. And for me, I can't do 2 of those in one day. It wouldn't be worth it to me. One big adventure per day is kind of my limit. And yeah, so I thought, no, maybe someday I can come back here and I can do the second big tour. But this tour that I went on this morning, it was amazing. Really, really, really nice. Much, much more enjoyable than I expected. And I guess I didn't really have big expectations because Habib booked the tour and he had done all the research. He chose to come to Taman Negara. Like I said, this is his trip. His wife and Habib, they put this whole trip together, and then being kind people, they said to me, oh, hey, lowly YouTuber, Planet Doug, why don't you hop in the car and come along? So I'm sort of tagging along on their vacation. And he had done a lot of research into this area even years ago, and he knew about this place where you could go swimming up the river. And so when he was looking at the tour packages, he recognized the place. So the tour that we did this morning, according to this brochure that they have here at the hotel, it was called the Lata Burko and Kala Sanctuary, and it leaves at 9:30 or 2:30, and that's the tour that we did. And I was chatting with Habib about that. I think they need better marketing here, because when I look at that, I wouldn't even know whether I wanted to go or not. It just says Lata Burko and Kala Sanctuary. I don't know what that means. So that title and that description conveys nothing of how amazing that boat ride was. Just to be on that boat and winding your way up that jungle river with the rainforest on all sides. Oh, it's a priceless experience. It was absolutely priceless. And then on top of that, we stopped to look at a 500-year-old tree in a rainforest that's 130 million years old. That was amazing. And we stopped to feed the fish. And then at the very end, where as far as the boat could go up the river, that's when we got out of the boat and walked for 20 minutes. Gorgeous trail, beautiful, beautiful trail, following alongside the river. And then we got that amazing swimming spot. And the original idea for Habib was to go swimming because he saw video of this place, he said, and then it was wading, like you could wade into the water up to your waist, and he's not a strong swimmer. So he was looking forward to getting in the water, but when he saw what it was like, I mean, it was over my head everywhere. I didn't go diving to the bottom to see how deep it was, but I did go underwater, and I went underwater a couple of feet, and I still didn't touch the bottom. So basically, you have to be a good swimmer to go in there. You have to be able to tread water at least, because you can't touch the ground. So Habib decided, no, I'm not going in there. But I went in for a swim, and it was amazing, especially The way it works out, of course, because you do the 20-minute hike, and now you're hot and sweaty because you've been hiking through the jungle, and you're just ready to jump in the water and cool down, and then you can walk back, and then you get the boat ride all the way back, everything, the entire river that you covered to get to the swimming spot. Now you're reversing and going all the way back through the same area. Just stunning, absolutely stunning, gorgeous. That was a great experience. And like I said, that's more than enough for one day for me. And if I were here, like staying in a low budget place and stayed like for a week or 2 weeks in this town, Kuala Tahan, I've already forgotten the name, I would do the other tour. Like I would do this tour today, probably take tomorrow off, and then the day after that I would do the other big tour, the rapid tour kind of thing, and then take a day off, and then I would do maybe a 2-day, 3-night, whatever it is, jungle trek, night trek. You know, you do each of those activities, but I would need to spread it out over a week or 2 weeks. I can't do 2 of them in one day. I wouldn't appreciate it. So, and we're leaving tomorrow. We decided to spend 2 nights here. So that has been my Taman Negara experience, and it was wonderful. So I imagine we'll go out for dinner tonight, probably back to the Jetty area and see the river maybe at night. That'll be the nice way to wind up this experience. But I'm going to be spending the afternoon here working on videos and things like that, drinking coffee. But yeah, I was looking at the name of this package, this tour, this activity, they call it, a daily activity. And again, man, they need somebody to write up a little blurb for them, exactly what this experience involves, just to entice people to sign up. But I guess a lot of people just know, or maybe they've already done more research. But yeah, anyway, that was an amazing little experience. So yeah, I'll be shutting down. There will going to be probably some extra photos and video clips, updates, things like that on the Planet Doug Patreon. As always, go check that out. And if I'm putting an update on the Patreon, that same update is going to be on the YouTube community post. So you can also get the updates there of the Malaysia Mystery Tour as it's unfolding. So that's it. See you on Patreon. See you on YouTube. See you in the next video. See you next time.